I was feeling really drained last night. There's like that feeling when your body gets like so tired and you start pushing past that and you start feeling sick and you start feeling tired and you start becoming agitated. And last night I was feeling that for a while. And I think the burnout culture that we have put ourselves in is because of like the 40, 50, 60 hour work week. It's just become the new standard, and it feels like some days that everyone wants to squeeze out as much possible productivity. And that can be frustrating because sometimes when that happens, it almost causes a reflexive reverse reaction, which is the more they try to squeeze out of you, the less work you actually get done, correctly or to a high standard. And I know on a societal level, like that can't be changed right now, but it's crazy like how much every minute is like designed to be most maximized to create the most productivity possible. And it can be crushing. I was on the phones the other night and it was like call after call after call. And it really started to make me just feel more and more crushed because you almost don't feel like a person. You feel like an AI robot that just like is clicking buttons. And that can be really sad to see because you're a talented person, whatever career you do, and you want to put in maximum effort because like I care about the work I do. I care about it, and I do care about like everything that makes me me. And my career is one of those things, and I do really care about it. But you want to feel like valued. You want to feel like the value that you provide to anything is something that is appreciated and not taken for granted. And it's really frustrating when you're doing stuff on a daily basis and you don't feel like the value that you bring to something is really actually paying off. I don't know. I've just been thinking about that a lot. And you have to start thinking about what brings value to your life. And for me, the things that bring value to my life are family, my relationship, my creativity. And I think these are huge pillars. And finding that value in other things too, like going for a walk or going to the gym or trying new interesting foods or, experiences that you've never had before. Trying to build that value in other areas because so many of us don't build that value in other places. Like I feel like there's a real crisis of like overworking to the point where people don't have much of a social life. And there was a good portion of the last year or two that I didn't really have much of a social life because I was just working so much just to sustain things. And when you don't build value outside of work, it can feel like you're in like a little prison. I joke sometimes because I work out of my room. I call this the jail cell because like sometimes it feels like, yes, technically I can leave, but I don't, and I choose to not leave, and I choose to stay here every day. And it feels like at some level it's kind of like the prison that I'm sitting in here. Even like the view I have outside is like it's just like a view of another house, and you can't like really see the other person's yard unless you're peering around. And it just feels like some days like it feels like I'm like in a prison where I'm just kind of like stuck here. And I think like remote work definitely has made things better and worse because it makes you, feel relaxed because you're at home and stuff. But the lack of seeing people can really, get to your psyche at a deep level. And it can cause this sort of tidal wave of burnout because when you're alone on a daily basis, 5 days out of the week. It makes it so that you don't feel like you're a person. You just feel like, again, like an AI robot, like kind of like beep boop. I mean, I've even had customers say like, "Oh, are you a robot?" Like they think I'm a robot just because I have kind of a robotic sounding voice, or I can sound robotic. And I don't know. I don't know, the musings that I'm having on it aren't fully completed yet in terms of like what the solution is. But I do think like creating art for me is a big one. I've been really trying to like create art, stuff that is really I'm passionate about. I've been a filmmaker for like 20 years almost, and I think the thing that I've learned this year is that I like creating art, and I've been creating like videos about filmmaking for so long, and I think it's fun this year to be trying to do videos about more general topics and using filmmaking as the art form to convey those topics. Before, it's always been about filmmaking videos about filmmaking, and now I'm making videos about what it is to be a human being, what it is to, feel these emotions or experiences I've taken away. And I think I've only become more introspective after certain experiences happened in my life. And generally, it's, I think, a good positive change for me. I think I'm in a place now where I'm creating the type of content I've been wanting to create for a while, and I want to draw an audience that's bigger than the filmmaking space. I want to be able to make movies, but I want people to actually see them. And I think like the only way for me to do that properly is going to be creating a space outside of just filmmaking, because like I've always targeted my channel, my other channel that's got like almost 8,000